Hello, this is Eddie again with Fast Eddie's Appliance Repair. We're here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, looking at a dryer, Samsung dryer, no heat. You can guess what's wrong. We've seen one, we've seen three. I'm just going to go over it on this model, how to get into it, how to fix it. First things first, we make sure it has power. Get to our plug. Back it out a little bit there. Ooh. This one sounds crispy. Ooh, look at that. I don't know if I have a cord problem now. I don't know if we have an element problem now. You see that? It's amazing what you find if you just unplug it. And look. So we got a plug problem. We know that. Let's we'll power it up again and see if it heats up. Feeling the heat. That's not the case. I'll put some strain on that outlet in one direction or another. A few seconds at a time. Now let's see if we get some heat. No, it's still not feeling heat. So first things first, we're going to replace that outlet. Man. Now I don't like doing outlet replacements for myself, but on this job I might go ahead and be talked into doing it. This one's going to need a cord and outlet to start out with before you can even go any further with it. Can't even test anything else until we replace those two items. Because it takes both legs and that plug to make the power work for the element. So with one of them being questionable at best, then we already know that's going to be the problem. All right, thanks. Bye. All right, now once you've got everything, got an outlet, we got a cord, we want to make sure your power's off. We've already kicked the breaker off to it. Obviously, get the power to it's dead. We'll measure the voltage at the outlet here in just a minute. Well, I already know this is dead, but you can test between here and here. That would be 240. Here and here would be 110. Here and here would be 110. That's your neutral. That's a hot. That's a hot. That's one leg of the hot. That's the other leg. Okay. But right here's a flathead screw. Get that dude out of there. Now everything's exposed here. Like I said, you're hot. You're hot. That thing's been getting hot for a while. Look at all that. Both them legs have been getting hot. We're gonna pull this out. Hopefully, we got some extra wire back there. We'll trim it back, so we get some fresh contacts here. You can see even the contact itself is burnt right there. So I mean, it's been need to be replaced for a while. It looks like. All right. We're gonna go ahead and take it all loose. Take loose these screws here. Take loose these screws. Those are our lugs for the power. All right, thanks. Well, I pulled loose the box. I got the wiring kind of cleaned up. I got as much wire pulled through as I could. That's about all the length I have. So I'm just going to do with what I got. I'm going to trim back that wiring as far as I can trim it back. And we'll go from there with it. Go ahead and feed your wiring through the hole. Knock out this knockout. Feed your wiring through the hole. Now, I'm going to hook this up a little backwards. This is actually L1 in a house, and red's L2. So I'm going to hook it up backwards. And the reason why I'm doing that, which it shouldn't hurt anything, is because of the way the wires are, and I'm trying to get the most length of them because of the fact how much burnt they are. But that's not going to affect anything. That's just that's blueprint knowledge more than it is a danger for anything. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the screws in the case here. Go in those little holes right there. All right. Okay, so get your pair of pliers. Make sure you work that wire back in place like it's supposed to be, and each one of those little ports. See, get them up in there square. Sorry, can't see everything I'm doing. I'm just kind of tweaking those wires into place. Okay, then you take these little pieces here and you fold it over. It's got a little catch there. If you look right there, little spot where that middle catches as you're putting it in. You have to back the screw out of here. I'll slide over there. It's got a little catch to it. You put it up in there so that it stays when you tighten it. So make sure you get that in there all the way. Looks like it's kind of beveled. It's going to be hard to do this with two hands. I'm going to push over, okay, and then tighten that screw down until until that thing is just really, really tight. Okay. Let's do the first one. I'll come back. Now you can see the thing is not moving. I've got that thing crimped in there tight. Okay. See how many threads have been in there? I don't know how else to tell you. I put it in there pretty tight. I don't want it to, I don't want that thing to have any kind of looseness to it. I want to have a real good connection. I want energy to flow through it like it's supposed to. I don't want things to get loose. Bad connections, that equals, replacement outlet, fire, that kind of stuff. So I want to make sure it's good and tight. We don't want that thing to be loose. If you put it together and if you put it together and this thing looks like this, you don't have it tight enough, or you don't have the wire in the right place, or you don't have something right. The thing should look like that, where you can push on it hard and it don't give. I'm going to go ahead and do the other two, and I'll probably put the cover on it. We'll go onto the cord. And once I got all these tight, I kind of move these in a little bit. Move the wires in away from the edge of the box. Make sure it's tight. Again, I had to push this inward, and then and at the same time tighten it. That's why I couldn't do it on camera. I'll make sure to see that again. I pushed this piece in, got it caught right here. I pushed it in, and then at the same time tighten it. Okay, until it's like until you feel it start to snug up, and then it'll hold itself, and you can basically crimp it, to the point of crimping that wire in place. It needs to be really tight. Don't want that thing getting loose. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this cover back on. Got a little screw there. Kind of slides over everything. I don't really have no, I don't know, guiding edges or nothing. Put your screw in. Get tight. I keep looking at this vent hose and I just want to shorten it up. It's a little longer than what I want to see. Let's see here. How tight can I get this? I can feel there's stuff in it. So what I like to do is I like to have enough hose to get it out and out where you can work on your unit if you need to without pulling your stuff. But past that, I don't think you need it. It's just too much. It's extra stuff for you to fight with when you're, trying to get a dryer to dry right. So what I do is I pull out this hose here that I pulled out, and I get it to the point where this dryer's out and about, easy. And you can see that's more than enough room for that hose. It's got, that's more than enough room, right? Where my thumb's at, it's more than enough room, correct? I think everybody can agree with that. All right, I'm gonna cut that dude off and you put it in. Now, like I said, I don't want to see a 3 foot. I don't want to see like a 2-inch hose on the back of a dryer. I think that's stupid. I'm sorry. I think it's stupid. But I don't think too highly of it. I don't know of a better word to say. I don't think too highly of it. I think it's not thinking ahead. Everybody's got to pull their dryer out. Everybody's got to, move their dryers. If nothing else, to work on it, to clean behind it, to whatever. And it's not thinking smartly. So you always need to have enough to have your dryer pulled out. Do not ever shorten your dryer hose past that point. All right, thanks. But anyway, I'm working my way to that cord. I'm going to shorten up this hose, and I just wanted to say something about it. All right, shortened up the hose. Looks a lot better. And just FYI, look at all the stuff that was inside that hose. I kind of wrinkled it up and tried to get it in one spot before I cut it. And that's what I ended up with. So, I mean, that's all. This will be beneficial in a lot of ways. Okay, now let's take the screw loose there. Okay, got your L1, common, L2, ground. This actually runs and connects. This actually connects to the common side on the dryer side, so that these two can make connection. Because you have to have the case grounded to whatever, and ground and neutral are basically the same thing, except for they like to split it because of the load. One is a load wire, one's a ground. Basically a turn back on ground, so that if you have something shorted, basically one's load wires and one's not. Just like you have a schematic here on how that works. If you had a 4-wire setup, you'd take this wire, put it here, so that you could keep the wires separate instead of having it. This wire would go here. Sorry, this camera's making me touch all over the place. You feel like you're touching one place and then you're reaching for the other. But basically, center post and that white wire on the left would be, you put them together. Basically, it just takes the ground out of the circuit on the common side. That separates them. This basically connects them with it. It's connected like that. So when it's loose, it's not part of it. Then you got two. Basically, you have to have a fourth wire. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and take loose this cord, because this cord is no bueno. You can see where it kind of melted it down inside. So let's get that replaced. Oh, don't use your drill guns on these screws. You'll cross thread them every time. Just FYI. Again, do not cross thread these things. It'll make your day a miserable one. And they are special screws. They only fit this one type of thread. It's like a odd thread pitch at that. See, I made sure to put it in by hand first. Of course, the outer wires, okay, like this is your L1, that's L2, and that's common. The center is common. Neutral, I guess you call it neutral. Tighten them by hand. Make sure you don't cross thread them. You put them with a gun, 90% of the time you're gonna mess them up. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, after you got them on there, if you have I wouldn't do it with a drill gun. Drill gun just tear stuff up. But like if you have an impact gun, or you're used to making everything, get to that certain torque setting, I might make a wrap on it with a torque gun after I've got them all the way ran in. Make sure everything's in place first. If you're just trying to make them a certain tightness, which is probably what I'll do after this, but yeah. Sorry, I meant to record the testing on this, but apparently I didn't catch it. The unit did test with, it didn't heat still after I put the cord on it, the outlet. It still didn't heat. So I start taking it apart. Anyway, yeah, but you got to work something back up in there. Push that tab in underneath there, and then you can get that top to come up. And there's two of them. And we're going to do it off camera. Well, guys, I'm really trying to get a hold of myself. You can see where that come apart at. There's a little tab right there. So you got your front and top tabs right there. You got another tab there to hold on the front. Same thing on the other side. That's where your top tab is. That's where the tab holds the front on. You got a screw there right next to the tab on either side. Then you got a screw right there in the center on the bulkhead. And that gets you loose with these screws, those three front screws. That'll get your front loose. And then now you got to unplug your door switch. I don't know if I recorded this all here. I gotta test this element here. Now my meter, my ends are messed up. You'll have to just bear with me on that. I'm having to just use a little bit of a wire end. But that's touching it right now, and it's not giving nothing on my meter. It's just dead. Just to prove that works normally. Let's see here. See my meter. But that just shows proof that I need my meter to work to test this stuff. So if you're going to start working on this stuff, I get people ask me, well, what's wrong? I'm like, well, you're going to have to get a meter That's the first step. You have to learn to use it a little bit. That's the first step. Even I got to have a meter to test this stuff, and I've been doing it for a while. Now I can go with my gut. In fact, on this job here, I went with my gut and I said, okay, well, it needs a heating element, okay? Which I'll be honest with you, I hardly ever do. Don't like going with my gut too much, but I just knew it needed a heating element. I don't know, it's just the age of the unit, and it just told me right away it needs a heating element. So, and then I found that cord messed up like it was. Well, maybe that's the case why it's not heating. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. Well, I still went with my gut. I said, so let's make sure. We'll put the cord on it, do everything. I just have a funny feeling it's still gonna need a heating element. Sure enough, I get over here, get to the test, and heating element is bad. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna start getting this thing pulled. We'll probably get a vacuum after this thing first. We'll get this all vacuumed up if we can, if she's got a vacuum available. And I'll probably pull this front off. There's a screw there, a screw there, and a screw there. And we're gonna pull this dude out. Even just like I said, it doesn't want to go all the way in. I imagine it's caked up inside. But that's probably why it's not want to go in like it's supposed to. That's a real indicative sign that these are dirty. If you ever have that like that, and you don't know, you don't want to do all this, call a technician out and have them clean that out. That right there that's a fire hazard. For that, where that's collecting at right here where it's collecting at, what it does is the heat will build up inside this chamber, okay? And there's no, the sensors, there's a sensor at the, heating element back there, and there's a sensor on the other side of this motor. But what can happen is if it's clogging up here, okay, all the heat is right here. All the heat's right in this spot. Okay, so there's no real, no sense on that. It can actually, that's a big fire problem right there, in my opinion. So have this stuff cleaned. Look at that right there. You can tell it's not been working right for a while because you see how it's only like it doesn't go past this point with the lint's been collected. You can tell it's not been collected lint like it's supposed to. So we will. We'll get that loose. We'll get a vacuum after, get it all backed out, and then we'll come back after it. I'll start pulling it all loose, and yeah. I just want to go over something real quick here. I had somebody reach out to me from I don't know, it's a company I was contacted by a company that wanted to get some more, I guess, some leads from me. I guess share you guys, good deals on parts, off Amazon. I think their name is LFORBB. I might be saying that wrong. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's just all an acronym for something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not real good at pronouncing it. But then they sent me some parts here, and one of them was this element I think I'm going to use on this job. If you're needing, elements and stuff, they definitely have the stuff to get you figured out on dryers. I don't think they do anything to do with the washers or refrigerators yet, but they do have you fixed when it comes to a dryer. I got a few more parts here that I'm going to probably share what they shared with me. So I'm going to make a couple more videos and include them on them. But I'm going to go and leave an affiliate link in the description down below, and they'll get you taken care of. Actually, to be honest with you guys, I'm not taking any more of a kickback on this than just what they've given me part wise. They just sent me the parts. But I will tell you that if they sent me them fast, like they were, next day fast. Whenever I got them, they were quick. I wouldn't expect them to be that fast, to be honest with you. So they got them to me fast, and then not only that, I looked at their prices, and their prices they're pretty good. I mean, this is stuff that I would probably buy from them. I haven't recently, but it doesn't mean that I won't. I think that they're very, very, very competitive on their prices, and they give you, like I noticed, the heating element kit for this thing come with, all your thermostats and anything. So if you were a layman and didn't know kind of half the stuff that you need to know about doing this, you just about get everything just to do it the first time, without having any problems. So they kind of got you taken care of on both aspects at a really, really, really good price. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna leave the affiliate link, and they should get you taken care of on those parts in these dryers. All right, uh, and we'll get back after this. We'll get back after this dryer. Go to unplug this. There's your sensor for your moisture. And I will warn you guys, don't do like I just did and strip that thing out. Because you strip it out, man, you're going to be taking a drill gun after it. I got lucky. It's like you just about get that first turn on it with the gun. And if you don't get it on that first turn, you've lost that screw. You might as well take a drill bit and drill that screw out. I will just tell you that up front. I've been there before and did it. Once you hit it that first time and it don't go and it just spins out, you're just done. Just call it a day and go get you another screw. Call it a day, drill it out, get you another screw. What I'm doing is I'm tilting this forward, trying to get this element assembly out of the way. Tilt this forward. Back in the port that it goes in. Every way. Okay. Now you lift up on the element assembly, push this thing up. But like so, and you get it where these tabs, you get it where these tabs will pull up. See, like that. So you get that bracket out of the way. Started changing my zoom setting. I had to change that. All right. Pulling it out. Start unplugging your plugs as you go along. Start with these. And then work your way back. Be gentle removing these ones and those ones. You'll ruin your sensors. Sensors themselves on this. So unplug these, but I got those two unplugged. Now these ones, I think I'm just going to go ahead and remove the screws and leave them there. Oh, might as well test them because everybody wants to know, how to test these things. I got it on my noisemaker here, the diode mode. So, continuity. Continuity. That's good. So let's make sure they stay good. Let's not mess with those plugs. I can see they're good connection right now, so let's not make them loose. The second you go and mess around with those plugs, you start tweaking on them and stuff, you run the risk of those plugs, those sensors going bad. Alright, I'm done. Got the last two off camera. Alright. Now we have to do the part again. Let's test the element one more time. Test, test, test. Be right every time. It don't hurt to take a second to throw the test on it. No continuity. Let's make sure if it was kind of continuity, if it would work. There she is again. No continuity. The element's bad. Alright. Now to do this, get in this. Replace the element. Come up here. Bend this tab. Ow! The thing got me. She got me. She got me good. Well, now that I'm done bleeding all over the place, I got those pulled through. I pulled those two pieces through. I had to bend those tabs flat. Right there. Bend them flat, pull them through. Sometimes these will be bent over. You need to make sure they're bent where the case will come off of it. And then go ahead and take your screws loose. All those screws right there, take them all loose. There she is. That's the brake. All I did is I left one screw in there, and then let it separate it like that. Pulled it out of the center. Looks about like that, man, angle. Actually, that's probably the bottom side, isn't it? Yeah. But there she is. That's the problem. Put a new element in it. Again, thanks. I think it's a LF ORBB. Yeah, LFORBB. My battery's gonna drop dead on me, guys. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna cut to this on real quick. Okay, we know what we gotta do. We know what we gotta do to get this thing back together. sure that's going away. There you go. So it fits in there. The screws go, the tabs go on the side. Now the top is top, bottom is bottom. But you want to make sure that lead don't touch the case. When you set up that lead, make sure that lead coming off the coil does not touch the case or the other lead. They need to sit out in the middle. Alright? About like that. So you make sure they're not touching. Nothing's touching them. See, make sure nothing's touching them. Okay. Not grounded out, nothing. Alright, we're running out of battery, so make sure you get this piece in piece. It'll pop out. It can be in the middle of the drum, that kind of stuff. Make sure it's in place. We got the plug for your switch, door switch. Just we're doing everything in the reverse, man. We got that all together. You know, everything's in place. You put the heating element up in place, hold it in place with one hand, put this piece in, you know, tilt it on its back side, and get it where it connects on those little hooks, and then tilt it forward towards you. And then you have to kind of, you have to kind of, you know, it takes a little bit of finagling to do it. It takes a little pressure to push on it, but that's what you got to do to it. You know, put your vent back on. Next is our cover. Put the cover back on, snap everything back in place. Next spot we're going to be doing is the unit running with the heating. So, thanks guys. Okay, so I think my phone ran dead on this. Sorry about that. I didn't get to show you guys testing it and whatnot. But basically, just put the front panel back on. You got the 3 screws in the front. You got the 3 screws on top of the front panel. Your door switch needs to be plugged in before you put those screws in. Then your top panel just just snap it back. You know, push it down, snaps back into place. From there, you should be able to test it. Should heat just fine. This one heated great. Everything worked great after I got done. Now the people that give me those elements and those parts, they are it's LFORBB, and I'm going to leave a link in the description to them. They have been very good to me, and I think they'd be great for you guys. Anybody that's trying to get this done, it's an Amazon deal, so you should be able to get your parts quick. I know that I was surprised at how fast they got me these parts. I imagine I'm going to be doing more reviews for these guys in the future. I'm very excited for that. Just go down the link, click on it. Now, I do know that they carry all kinds of dryer parts. So any dryer stuff that you got, they had great, kits, for like I said, the layman, they had kits with the element and the sensors. It was pretty much like you place it all and you should be able to get to go, and it's cheaper than my service fee, so it's one of those things. So but have a good day, and thank you, YouTube. I've been enjoying doing this. Thanks. Bye.